going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pop Culture Corner podcast, episode 59 of season 2. I don't know. It's episode 59. So that's awesome. We are joined today by none other than Poindexter Lounge's Enosh Fett. I'm super excited to talk to him. That's what we do here on the podcast is we bring people on and we talk about the things that we love. He was just here. You know, Enosh, if you've ever been to his channel, sometimes he cuts out a little bit. It just happened. So he backed out and he's coming back in. So while I have this opportunity, I do want to remind everyone that please share the video on social media. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if it's your first time here, welcome. We really, really love new points of view, new perspectives, and new people to talk to. You can send a super chat to support the channel. All super chats and stuff like that I'm still putting towards our breast cancer charity. By the way, that link is in the description below. So if you do or can spare some money, I'm trying to raise money to help local women fight breast cancer and pay for things that, health insurance doesn't cover. My mother passed away from the disease 3 months ago, and she spent more in money on CVS, like things like bandages and stuff like that, than anything health insurance would cover. So that's what we're aiming to do, help a couple women per year until we can grow the charity further. Guys, we do it for you. We do it for the culture. Welcome, Enosh from Poindexter Lounge.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I am here. The internet's working again. Everything is fine. I'm glad that happened before we went on, and instead of once we were on. But everything's rebooted now. I don't know what it is, man. Saturday afternoons are weird for me. So.
It happens to me all the time because like I rent 2 rooms to people in the house, and they both work from home. So sometimes the internet it's like I picture this. It's like a rubber band ball, right? And you're stretching it from all angles. Eventually, it snaps, right? And you have kids, a wife, all at home. Everyone's using the internet because that's all we do every
video
day.
games, man.
Yeah,
video games. That's all I got to say. Video game, and I love how the kids will try to tell me, Dad, the video games don't take up that much bandwidth. It's not that. I'm like, there's 3 of you all playing PC related games with all of your friends. Do I look stupid? And I froze again, didn't I? I completely froze again. Oh, dear God.
No, it happened to me. It happened to both of us at the same time.
Oh, did it happen to you?
It happened to both of us.
Oh, that's weird.
We both went... someone knows. Someone's out to get us today.
Well, if I'm looking at here, you already got 2 downvotes on this video. So, but dude, 14 upvotes. So that's good.
Hey, listen, I broke up with I didn't break up. I asked her to go on a break, and she admitted to me that she's one of them that's disliking every video.
Who's that?
The girl that I was dating.
Oh, really?
I asked to go on a break because I was just a little overwhelmed. She admitted, she's like, oh, and by the way, I'm the one that's disliking the videos. I'm like, wow. So,
well, dang.
And I was like, you just pulled some of my ex-girlfriend kind of stuff. I take that seriously because my team doesn't deserve to get disliked.
That's harsh.
Yeah,
that's harsh. There's more than just him. That's what I tell me. Like, if you dislike my video, you're disliking my wife. You're disliking my kids. Like,
it's crazy.
Make you feel bad about it. You're disliking my dog that scratched up my neck earlier when I told her I was going to take her out to play frisbee. Like,
oh no.
Oh yeah. Well, her name's Harley Quinn. She's like that, man. It's like she gets super excited and she's like, trying to kiss me, but then she's the sweetest thing, man. Like every morning now I wake up. And she'll come on the pillow right next to me, like lay on the pillow right up by my shoulder, and she'll put her paw over my chest like this, and then she'll just lick my face, like, "Wake up, Daddy! It's time to wake up." And yeah.
You should wait till you guys see my Titans review. I did like a funny little clip on the intro where it's my dog, and I'm asking him why he's not crypto. I'm like, why can't you do things like crypto? And then like I put some visual effects in there, so it's
nice.
It's gonna be funny. But listen, man, I was gonna wear my Superman shirt today because I know you're a huge Superman fan. However, it's in the dirty pile because I need to wash it.
This one probably should be. I don't know.
Yeah, I figure we could open up with this because I want to kind of break the barrier kind of quick.
Okay.
get into some deep things here.
Sure.
Listen, you've always been a beacon of at least a beacon of happiness, from what I can tell. Anytime I'm on your channel, you're always positive. You're optimistic. You're sympathetic, empathetic, whatever you want to call it. However, you've been the victim of some weird stuff lately. People calling you out for not being a real fan, calling you out for other things. We've talked about it in our little group chat, but I mean, how does that make you feel? Like, I mean, once you get to a certain level, you're always going to have haters.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. It just seems like you're getting some weird hate.
We were kind of talking about it in the back, like, I don't know if it's a thing because of the Snyderverse kind of stuff, kind of, tailing off. People are getting frustrated with the Snyderverse, and they're getting frustrated with what they're doing and what's going on and what's not happening. And so there's people who are just like, there's creators who are just like simply just saying like, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But I think it's funny because, yes, I'm a huge supporter of the Snyderverse, and yes, I want to see it continue. And yes, I even see ways that it can continue. And like you said, like, I'm a positive person. I see these ways that it can continue. But I think it's funny because there's people like literally who are just like, well, I don't want to come on the show right now because I don't want to talk about the Snyderverse. And I'm like, we haven't even done an episode about the Snyderverse in like 2 months. Right. Like, so, but it's like, if somebody asks me a question about it, like if somebody gives a super chat or something like that, like, I'm not going to ignore that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to answer that question or talk about whatever that, if it comes up, for something like that. But, I don't know what that is. And then, and then there's like a segment. I was just telling somebody the other day, I said, I feel like I'm kind of like in the middle of two warring factions. Right. I got some people over here on this side who want to relate me. Somehow I've become related with all things Snyder Cut. Thank you, Cherie. I appreciate you so much. I've become this, like thing, like attached to this person, attached to the Snyderverse and the Snyder Cut, fandom and everything. So it's almost like when people start talking about that, like they lump me into it, right? Immediately. Right. And they think that there's even people, dude, who thought that they've known my opinion before I even give it, and yeah. I mean, Matt Jarbo and I had we actually agreed on this whole thing. I went on his show a few weeks ago, and he had this whole thing about Superman that he was sure that he knew that I was going to come in and like give him this other side of it. And I was like, dude, I totally agree with you. And he was like, what? And so I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who make a lot of assumptions about me, about like what I think about things and how I'm going to react to it. But then there's this other side that is, I feel like they've somehow claimed ownership of you're funny, Cherie. They've claimed ownership, yes, of the Snyder Cut movement. And look, I get it. There's people who helped start this movement, who helped get the thing off the ground, who are awesome at that. And they did an awesome thing. And look, a lot of us, came in after that fact, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make anybody who came in after the fact like any less of a fan. And so I don't understand it. And I also look, like, you don't, I never like to say, like, well, this person's just jealous or anything like that. I don't like to revert it to that. Because I try not to see that kind of negative in people, and I don't want to negate it to that, because most of the time when you get into stuff, there's a deeper reason. Right. Somebody's going through something at the time. I was telling you, like, I just had somebody that like had gotten mad at me and just kind of disappeared from my life for about 3 months. Like, I didn't know why. I wasn't really sure why, but all of a sudden this person was mad at me, and we weren't really communicating, and I was trying to reach out, but they had blocked me on everything. And like, that's the problem with social media and like knowing people in these forums. It's like, if you get mad at somebody, you can just shut them out. Exactly. And then you never have a conversation, and you never work that thing out. Like if you and I just were friends, Ty, and we had like a disagreement about something, if you were over to my house and we were like, hey, no, I don't, whatever, you go home, I go home, I call you up on the phone, we work it out, you come back over, we talk about it, and in a week or so it's done. Right. But if I literally got in a disagreement with you, Ty, and I was like, Well, screw that. I'm moving away. And I pack up all my stuff and I don't give a forwarding address. I change my phone number, and I do all this stuff. And I'm like, screw Ty. I'm never going to talk to him ever again. Well, then you never allow for the opportunity for people to come back together. And I guess that's all I ask is like, you don't have to like everything I say. I don't expect that everybody's going to agree with everything that I say or do. And I'm going to screw up. I'm going to mess up. If you follow me for any amount of time, I'm going to screw up. I'm going to say something that pisses you off. I'm going to probably be pissed off about something at some point, and we're going to have a disagreement.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we can't still be friends, or we can't still be friendly, or talk or whatever, or that you just have to like, it bothers me, Ty, when I see people like who have been very supportive, and I've been supportive of them, and then they just drop out of my life because that to me, I created my channel not to just be a channel. So look, I get there's a lot of people on YouTube that like their whole thing is they want to blow up. They want to have 1 million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. They want to make this their living. Dude, I got a job. Okay. I've got a job. I've got a life. Even a couple of weeks ago, like when everybody was coming at me about this leader situation, like because a couple of months ago, I mentioned that I was a leader in the Snyderverse fandom, okay, which was not something that I said about myself, which was something that people in the movie had mentioned to me. And so I just used that verbiage, not thinking that it was going to cause some kind of controversy. I wasn't trying to promote myself above anybody else. I wasn't trying to act that way. I was just going off like what you just said at the top of this thing, that I try to be a positive person. I try to encourage others. I try to be a cheerleader for others. I try to raise other people up. Am I perfect? No. I am not perfect. I'm going to screw up. Obviously, I use some verbiage that tick people off, and for that, I'm very, very sorry. But that was not even my meaning in what I was saying. And even who I was talking to, people should have. I feel that they should have understood it. But I even apologize. I got one guy who right now he's really ticked at me over this whole leader comment thing, and the reality is like I've even expressed to him, dude, I'm sorry. I am sorry that what I said offended you. I'm sorry that my choice of word there made you think that I thought that I was something that I wasn't, because I would never say that, dude. Like, but people have like taken that one comment where I said in a conversation where I'm like, well, because I said it. I mean, because I got the video. It's still up. I could still go back to it anytime. And I was having this conversation. Somebody was lying about Zack Snyder and about some situation that happened with Geeks and Gamers. And I knew what really happened. And so all I said was, look, as a leader in this community, I know better than what you're saying. But now it's been twisted out that I said that like I started the whole thing. How stupid is that? Literally, I mean, come on. If Enosh Fee ever came out and said, well, I started the Snyder Cut movement, a 2-second Google search will show you that Enosh didn't do any of the sort. Okay. Like this whole thing, like, it's just dumb, and it's like I don't think that I lead the masses. I don't think that I'm anything different than anybody else. I'm just a cheerleader. I try to use my platform and the voice that I have, because sometimes I got a loud voice and sometimes people listen. And listen, I will go out of my way to try to tell people about the Snyder Cut movement, about, just yesterday I was at the gas station and this dude comes out of the gas station with a Justice League shirt on, right?
Oh, I love it.
And he comes out, man, and like he just walks right by my window, and he's got a pop and everything. He's getting in with his wife or whatever. And I was like, dude, I love your shirt. And I rolled down my window. I was getting ready to leave, and I just rolled down my window. I said, dude, I love your shirt. And he goes, oh, thanks, man. I said, dude, I'm a DC fan, true and true. And he's just like, absolutely. And we start talking. And I spent like 5 minutes talking with this guy just about stuff that we love. And I told him about the channel, whatever. I said, hey, dude, come on by sometime. And if you ever do, make sure to leave a comment and, tell me that it was you. And like, that's what I'm all about. So like, I get it. There's people out there who are trying to make this their job, and they're trying to do this. I started the Poindexter Lounge with my wife, with my family, to have fun talking about nerd stuff. And you know what? Hey, what's up, TW? It hurts. You asked me how I feel.
That's really what
it hurts. It hurts my heart. And I have to say it because there's all of that stuff, right? And I'm trying to fight that. I'm trying to maintain friendships and relationships with people. But I'll be honest, I'm human just like anybody else. and it gets to me, and it has gotten to me this month. It's really just kind of put me in this position where it's like I've started questioning, like, is this worth like all this drama that people have surrounding stuff? You know what I mean? Is it worth doing that? And like many people have reached out to me, because you do try to let it brush off you, like Adam says, haters gonna hate. And, and I do. And I've, it's not that I got a thin skin or whatever, but it's like when you start getting it from a bunch of different directions and then you have people who've been close to you who all of a sudden take weird, takes on stuff. It does start to get to you, and it starts to wear you down. And it really did. Cause there was there was a couple of weeks there where I was just like, every time I'd start to go stream something, there'd be news or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, but I just, I'd rather sit here with my wife and watch a movie right now.
Yep.
You know Honestly, what I
mean? Do you think, like, because we were talking about it last night and it kind of relates back to this. I mean, first off, I just want to ask, what did you think of the Suicide Squad?
I haven't done my review. I plan on doing my review tonight, but I will say this.
But
I saw it at the theater. Tiffany and I went and saw it at the theater together. And another controversial thing, I know. I loved it.
My man.
Look, I loved it.
Man.
Look, do I want every DC movie to be that? No. But and you know what? I see all these people like it. What baffles, what's really weird about that, Ty, is that, okay, so we all know that David Ayer, for example, right? He just came out and he said that movie that came out, a few years ago, that was not my movie at all. Correct. Yet just today, I've seen people on Twitter defending, like hating on this new movie, talking about how they love David Ayer's movie so much more.
They haven't seen it.
Well, see, but here's the thing, dude. They said that they saw the new one, right? They said that they saw the new one, but yet the old one, they love David Ayer's movie. And that's, yeah, exactly what you said. You really haven't seen David Ayer's take yet. So you just like, but there's people, I get what they're doing. I understand it. They're trying to support David Ayer, and I fully support David Ayer. I fully support Zack Snyder, but you also have to be realistic. You know what I mean? And I think that like there's people who feel that like if they support somehow anything besides Zack's work and David Ayer's work,
William with the $5 super chat. By the way, William. So actually, I've been talking to William a lot lately. He says, "Don't trust that guy. He makes me call him Snyder God and had demanded I build a statue of his likeness."
How's that statue coming, by the way, William? I expect it to be done. Why are you watching? What do you think you're doing watching this guy? Come on. What are you doing, man? Get back to work on the statue. Come on, let's do it.
There's no time for this garbage.
No.
Get back to the statue. I need it. Well, he needs it. But I mean, look at
both movies are very similar in tone, though, Tyler.
Okay, and I can see similarities. Okay, let's just put that aside, right? There are going to be similarities between the movies, but because they're both called in some form or fashion the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And yes, they have similar aspects. However, James Gunn achieved a lot with cinematography, character development, arcs, and yes, David Ayer got screwed. I really do hope that we get his cut one day.
Me too.
So I would love to see his true vision. However, we cannot put this movie down to bring another one up. You know what I mean? We're turning, I look at the fandom and it looks like we're turning into the people that hated on BVS, hated on Man of Steel. Like that's what it looks like to me. And it's scary.
It's very scary, man. And that's, I guess that's where I've just been, where I feel like I've had to take a step back. Like it's like I've been trying to tell people, because people are like, Enosh, you went away, is everything okay? And I so appreciate that. It really means a lot to me that people have reached out to me, because look, I got no intention of going away, going anywhere, stopping what I'm doing, whatever. I just really did have to take, some time to really look at what I was doing. I focused the last couple of weeks on getting some toy reviews done.
I loved
you
them, by the
know,
way.
which because I used to do toy reviews all the time, and then when the Snyder Cut stuff started really blowing up, it wasn't that I switched my stuff just to do Snyderverse. It's just that I got away from like doing pre-recorded videos, right?
Yes.
I started doing a lot more live streams and putting like all my effort into that, making sure that I was crafting those shows and getting people on those shows and making sure I was doing my research on those shows, right?
Okay.
And if you're doing that, you don't have a lot of time to shoot and edit.
Yes. No.
You know, and that's
no.
things like, and I don't have anybody else, folks. It's just me. You know, like I keep saying that I'm going to somehow train the kids and the wife to do some of this stuff, but like right now, it's just me. And so, you know what? So yeah, I stepped back. I didn't get away from posting, but I just, you know, I stepped back. I did some of those toy reviews. I did my Snake Eyes review, which I had to do because.
By the way, I love that too.
Yeah, that was rough.
I've seen you tear movies up before, but this one felt different because there was some heart in it, and you were like, I felt how you felt, like I could step into your shoes because you like that property so much.
Yeah,
that it really hurt you that they did this. That the character wasn't really like Snake Eyes till the end.
Yeah, there's being upset about something and just like ranting on it and going off on it, but that's like with that movie. That's why I actually took notes as I watched the film. I don't usually take notes. I usually kind of just go off memory and think, this. But this movie, I got 5 minutes into this movie and I realized I've got to take notes on this film because if I don't, I'm going to forget key things, that I want to address. And so by the time I got done, like I had no idea. I never thought that review would have been 50 minutes long, but it was like, by the time I got into it, it was like, okay, these are serious things that bother me about this film. So, but like I said, so I stepped back and I did that. And I'll just share this with you. I mean, to kind of wrap up that idea of what we're talking about here, like unless you got another question for me on this. But I want to thank everybody, and I plan on doing it on my channel too, but I know there's a lot of people here who,
support you,
who support me. And I so appreciate you guys. I can't tell you enough. Thank you for bearing with me when I have a hot take, when you don't like something I said, when you do like something I said. I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. But somebody messaged me today, and I posted on our community post, but they sent it to me on Facebook. And this is what inspires me to just keep doing what I'm doing and to keep, I'm looking forward to more PLW too, man. Talk about taking time to actually edit and stuff. That takes a while. So I'm there though. I've written it out. So, and I'm planning on shooting it here soon. But somebody messaged me today and said, "Hello, sir. I just want to say thank you. You provide a channel and a community that I feel truly accepted. Due to our conflicting schedules, I'm not able to participate in the live streams, but I always catch the replays. I'm writing to you because I just recently defected from the fandom. I deactivated my Twitter account. We followed each other, and he told me who he was. He says, and I recently just cleared my YouTube subscriptions clean, except for your channel and other hobbies. When I was growing up, I never felt accepted. I struggled to find friends who shared the same interests. I felt that growing up, I would have to deal with that hardship. Well, recently, that feeling all came back. I feel that I cannot coexist with either side of fandoms because, well, I just want to like the stuff I like without having people shove it in my face on why I am wrong. I think it's silly to think it's normal to only accept one vision and not another's. Pretty hypocritical considering the point of the movement. I think this is the longest, most drawn out thank you, but I always feel welcomed in the lounge. Thank you, and God bless you and your family."
That's amazing.
And, for every person that comes and goes, "You called yourself the leader of the Snyder Cut," and all that stuff, it's people like that right there that
make it worth it.
You can make fun of me. Other YouTubers can make fun of me because they're serious YouTubers, and Enosh is just this emotional guy, and whatever. Look, obviously we have different reasons for being on YouTube. My reason for being on YouTube is to have a place where we can get together, have fun, talk about the stuff that we love. We're not always going to agree, but at the end of the day, it's just like me and my real friends when we would get together, right? The inspiration for having a channel like this, is when I'd get together with my friends, we'd argue, we'd fight, we'd be up at each other's face over The Last Jedi and everything else. But when we'd leave, it'd be like, okay, bro, I'll see you later.
Yeah, love you.
Love you, man.
I always tell my friends I love them, and that's the thing. And I like what you said earlier is if you immediately like cut someone out, there's no chance to have like cooler heads prevail and like the next day. Like, have you ever like? Well, I know I've done this. I've acted a certain. Actually, it's kind of how I met Enosh. Is I was told something, I acted a certain way about it without researching it myself. Found out that I was wrong, and then he reached out. We talked, and now like I go on his channel a lot. He's here. Like that's the thing is. And I'm looking at the DC fandom, the DCEU fandom as this, like we're starting to look more and more like the Star Wars community, which is like eating themselves alive. And it's not, as of right now, like it's not us united. And it's really, it just put me in a weird mood.
Well, my response back to that guy, Ty, was, you know what? Here's the thing. We as fans need to reclaim our fandom, yes. Right? Like this thing of fandom, nobody owns it.
Nobody. It's a
and I don't know. Sometimes I think like it's really funny because like I had people take that leader comment like way out of what's up, Bell Reeve. I had people take that leader comment way out of proportion. I mentioned to somebody I was in a conversation with a couple of weeks ago when this was all blowing up and I was defending the nerd queens and all that stuff, because look, I won't shy away from something I truly believe in either. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not just going to shy away from controversy. I'm not just going to shy away from controversy just to shy away from controversy. I am going to speak my mind, but I was in this conversation with somebody and I said, look, as far as my fandom and what I like and what I do. And this person was like, oh, so now it's your fandom, huh? Exactly. You think you're the leader. And I was like, that's not what I said. I said my fandom, meaning things that I enjoy, like the things that I'm a fan of. And they're like, that's not a definition of the word fandom. And so I literally had like,
you had to go and
I got the definition, posted it back on Twitter. And of course, my definition is the first definition of fandom, which means your personal thing that you're a fan of. Yes. The fandom as a whole can be, yes, a lot of people coming together and being fans of something. Dude, Mark, I wish you would talk to me. You know what, Mark? You know what? If like this, if you want to do this live, you gave the guy £5. I appreciate that, dude. Matt Jarbo and I have no beef.
If you want me to speak on your behalf, because I'm an outsider on this as well. I was with Matt last night and he was talking. We were talking about Enosh in like a very loving way. So I mean, I understand maybe where you're coming from, but it's more like when you're with your best friend, you guys got like those inside jokes, and you pull them at each other because. And listen, I would just if I was you two, I would message each other.
Yeah, look, Mark, I'm glad you're here, man. I hope you can hear from my heart because I have tried to message you, bro. And you're actually not the one that I had the conversation with last time. I have somebody who reached out to me who was in this chat just a few minutes ago, who I have reconnected with because we had a misunderstanding. Mark, I love you, man. I don't have a problem with Matt Jarbo. Matt is welcome on the Poindexter. Our schedules have just not matched up. I haven't even streamed but like twice in the last 2.5 weeks anyways. But I'll just say, I'll just be open and just say, Mark, let's talk. Because I don't have a problem with Matt Jarbo. Matt Jarbo and I are friends, dude. I literally just called him the other day and we talked on the phone. I don't know. And I guess to the masses, anybody thinking that I got a problem with Matt Jarbo, I've got some drops. I tease Matt about some stuff. Matt teases me about some stuff. Oh. Like, so, Matt comes in a lot of times, on my stream talking about stuff because he knows I'm a minister. Like, so he'll talk about the most controversial subjects, sexual stuff and, dirty stuff and everything, trying to get a rise out of me and stuff. Dude, that's what that's all about. And you know what? And I'll just say publicly, I am sorry if anybody thinks that I picked on anybody or done anything like that, like I told Matt that, well, I don't know what that.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that was, I think that you're misinterpreting a joke though, Mark, where he's talking about the bus, because like I got this drop that we joked about him saying that he was a butt scratcher or a butt. I don't know, man. Look, I'm not using the drop anymore. It doesn't matter. Like my friendships are more important than any of that, Mark. So, but you know what, Ty, and Ty, I don't want this to take over the whole thing, but you know what, but I do want to use it as, because what we were talking about. I am not here to be in beefs with people. I love people. I get along with Matt. So Matt and I don't have some issue that people, obviously somebody thinks I have with Matt. And I love him. So, you know, like my door is open, and I hope that you will, I hope that you'll just take that. That's who I am. And I guess that goes back to the beginning of what we started talking about here. Ty.
It is. And,
you know,
everything goes full circle here. Cause, and the reason I asked you to come today is because I personally think you are an intelligent, you're an intelligent person, especially when it comes to, knowledge of the stuff that I love, DC, right? I've been reading comics my whole life. I like to talk to people who also know what I'm talking about. You've always been respectful of me. You've always helped me, and you've always been really nice and welcoming. And your fan base is one of the best, hands down, like one of the best. And there's a reason for that, and it's because you've built a platform where people feel comfortable. And that's and yeah, maybe one or two people don't care for it or whatever. Well, you know, like you try, Enosh, you always do. You always try to be welcoming. So I really like that you like the Suicide Squad, because I'm looking on Twitter. Twitter is blowing up right now with like people. Do you think people are like Snyder guy? I love do. I
don't know if you're breaking up or I am.
It's probably might be me.
You sound like a robot.
I
sound a little bit. Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess it's,
move yourself.
I guess it's me here, guys. Hey, hey, you know what? I'm here because I was invited here, but it's Mark has been a friend. So until Ty comes back, I'll just say, Mark, you've been a friend, and I don't know why you're taking this as far as you are. I don't know. I don't. I'm really sorry, guys. This is just something that has really bothered me, because Mark has been a good friend, and I mean, he sent Tiffany a Harley Quinn blanket, you know, when she had her surgery, and I've been very, very appreciative to Mark. And I don't have a problem with Matt, and I don't have a problem with Mark. And you know, it's one thing when some idiot just has some issue with you, but when somebody just, like, I've never even met Mark. You know, I've talked to Mark a couple of times. Had him on the show. We watched Condor Man, and you know, he's still. I don't know. I don't have any clout to chase. I'm just here. So I'm thankful to be here. And you know, yeah, life goes on. But Mark, I'd rather have you in my life than this. I'm sorry that I'm really sorry that you feel this way, because that yeah. But
what's up, Enosh?
hey, what's up, Cade? What's up, Cade?
Ty had to step back because internet issues. So yeah, You watched the Suicide Squad, right?
I did. Yeah.
I also watched it. Watched it before, before seeing in theaters to see, if the fam can also watch it. And I think, it's not really a family movie, but it's also a family movie at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like one of those movies where it's like there's moments where it's like, is it a family movie? But then there's some moments where it's like, oh, it is a family movie. And it's like,
all right,
it can have those moments.
Can you guys hear me?
There he is. Yes, we can hear you.
My internet just so on the app it says it's doing a download. Of course, right now on a Saturday, middle of the day.
Love it. Hey, that's what usually happens to me. So I swear to God, every time I get ready to go live, it's like I'll go live and it's all of a sudden the computer's like, I am doing a download or installing something that you cannot skip right now.
I went up to the router and it was blinking green and I was like, are you kidding me right now? Now? But all right. So, so I'm on my phone now. Sorry. I'm just waiting for it to kick back.
I've been there, man. I've been there. I've done the exact same thing in the middle of a stream.
Yep. So honestly, you've always been like the type of person that I think you create a welcoming environment, and I've always been appreciative of that. And like I said, there's like battles going on Twitter about Suicide Squad. Do you think?
Uh-oh.
It happened again. Ty, you are paused.
I'm gonna kill someone today.
That's the last thing we hear him say. Oh,
exactly.
Man. I'll just say about Suicide Squad. I mean, until he gets back. I enjoyed Suicide Squad.
I'm going to kill somebody today because nothing wants to work. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
We
can't see you though.
Yeah, we can't see you.
You can't see me?
Well, we can see your hand, but it's frozen.
Yeah. You're frozen, but we can hear you.
I haven't had these problems in so long.
It's the ghost of StreamYard attacking.
All right, let's get this.
Hey, now we're all over the place. All right.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. So, Mike, perfect time for an update. Thank you, Xfinity. You guys will be getting a call from me on Monday. Thank you. All right, so let's finish this conversation. Well, not finish it, but you know what I mean. So basically, what I was saying is, do you think that the people...
Can I? Well, yeah, I will in just a second. Stark, can I point out something? I give people who, yes, I did. I told people that if anybody wanted the song who are supporters of my channel, they can have the song. You can listen to it for free anytime you want to on YouTube. I said that I'm trying to just show people that I appreciate when they do something like give a super chat or they become a member of the channel. Like I could just not do anything. Like I literally, yes, I yesterday I put up, I said, if you are a supporter of the channel, and you know what, really, I mean, you could download it for free if you wanted it. There's plenty of YouTube downloaders. You could literally download it for free anytime you wanted it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's not, and I wouldn't mind if you want to do that, do that. All I said was, you know what, if you want to send me an email address and you want the thing, I'll send you an MP3.
Right.
I don't know how much more honest I can be about that. Like a lot of channels that you give a super chat, you're lucky to get your thing even read. You're lucky to even get your chat read, and nobody does anything for you.
Yeah.
So as a member, when people become a member of the channel and because you know what, I never thought that I would have people who support my channel that way, Ty. Right. I never thought that people would give anything to my channel, and I'm amazed and blessed anytime that I see anybody. I'm still in shock, dude, when people become a patron of the channel or people become a member of the channel. And I always feel like I'm not doing enough because I feel like I don't like just taking people's money. you know, but people, they come to the channel, they watch the channel, they feel like they're entertained, they enjoy what we do, and they want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what? That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
That they want to do that. So I'm trying to do something else for them. Stark, if you want an MP3, you can email me too. And I don't, unless you're under a different name or something, I don't know who you are. So if you would like a copy of the song, I will give it to you absolutely free. Like what you don't know is I got about 1,000 CDs of my band's ties that literally the next thing that I'm offering to everybody was a free copy and download of the entire album of my band Waking Vegas. So, you know,
What?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you could go on Apple Music right now and download each song individually for, 99 cents, or, I figure that's a pretty good deal if you become a member of a channel for like $1 and you get a whole freaking download of an entire album that somebody did, they put their blood, sweat, and 2 years into,
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you want from me? Tell me what you want.
They want
Tell me
the
what
song.
you want. I guess if you want the song, I'll send you the song. I'm being as honest as I can. I don't know. Like, I don't understand that, man. It's like, it's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. You can go listen to it anytime. I just was like, hey, you know what? I'd like to send you something if you support our channel, and I don't know. You can watch it anytime for free. So
literally. What I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by...
Sorry.
No, not you, by the internet, was... do you think the Snyder people, like the Snyder purists for DCEU, didn't like the Suicide Squad simply because Zach was involved in it? I mean, his name is on it, but he didn't really have any involvement in it. Like, do you think that's why they didn't like it and they went in with preconceived notions?
I think it's an interesting world right now that we live in when it comes to that, right? Because I appreciate the people who want to support Zach and who want to support like Ray Fisher, for example. All right. Because there's a lot of people, because this is if you think the Suicide Squad, you and Enosh Palpatine back. If you think that the Suicide Squad thing, Tyler, is causing controversy and is crazy, wait till that Flash movie comes out.
Yep.
When that Flash movie comes out, dude, there is going to be an uproar of people like you have never seen, man. And here's the thing. I went back and I found it. I played them on a clip the other night, but I'm actually going to clip them and just just put that out as a video, right? Of itself, of Ray Fisher, Ray Porter, and Wayne T. Carr all saying they're going to see the Flash movie.
Yes.
Okay.
However, I do want to insert this now.
Yes.
Because Wayne did come on the show the other day and said that now he is not.
Oh, well.
Simply, but because Ray isn't as well. So it has changed a little bit.
Okay. Well, I haven't talked to him since then, and we can have that conversation. All I know is that the last time I talked to Wayne, and you know what? And I'll reach out to him and I'll see what is.
Yeah, he said.
I haven't got a chance to watch your stream with him.
Yeah, Ray. So basically, what he said is originally Ray was on, like you just said, Ray was on board and he was going to watch it because he's friends with Ezra. However, he has now made the decision that he personally is not going to see the film. And then Wayne said he's probably not going to see it because of respect for Ray and they're like best friends, right? So
there you go.
It's changed. But however, you are right. Because he mentioned how they said that originally they were going to see it because of Ezra.
Yeah. And so like if he said that on your channel last week, that's new information.
It is. It's 100%
That's
new.
absolutely new information. And that's all I've said. So here's the other guy.
But look at that. Look at that. There's the roar in that. Now people are saying that they're going to boycott the Flash. Now there's rumors Henry Cavill's in it. I don't think if word gets out that someone sees it early and Henry Cavill is in it, the same people that said they were boycotting they're going to go see it. I can guarantee it.
Well, here's the thing. And you can only go with the information that you're given. Like I said, and Rush, I know. I'm exposed. I'm totally exposed. You got me.
What?
I'm a liar. Oh, I'm busted now, Ty. Because here's the other guy. Here's the other guy. This is this.
Seen it.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is the other guy who was very close to me. Who now, like, I'm sorry that apparently they have found your stream, dude, with me on it. But Rush is the guy who tried to tell me what being a leader is, and went back to the 15th century definition of the word leader to try to tell me that what I said wasn't what I said, even though I apologized to him. But here's the thing: it's simply a fact of, if I talk to Ray Fisher and I talk to Wayne T. Carr and they tell me, hey, we're going to go see this movie, right? And we're going to go do this. And then a couple of months later, just last week, Wayne T. Carr tells Ty, well, hey, things have changed and now I'm going to go. Well, I haven't talked to Wayne since then.
Yeah. Things change.
I'm not busted. I'm not a liar. I've got the video. Like seriously, I've got the video. Like, I literally just played it last week for everybody. They were going to see it. They were totally supporting it. And I feel that their original reason for doing it absolutely still stands for anybody who was questioning whether or not they should go see it. You hating on one person's film is not going to help the other one. Okay.
Circle it back. That's exactly my point.
It is not going. Hating on something, you are never going to win a battle. You're not going to win a battle by your hate. Okay. We're going to win that battle by loving what we love. If you are a lover like me of the Snyderverse and what Zack Snyder has done, and you're a lover of Ray Fisher and you're a lover of Ray Porter, I mean, look, we talk. I love that guy more than anybody, like, that I've ever met in any of these circles, man. And it's an awesome thing to be able to have that kind of friendship with somebody. But here's the thing: if you love something, that's what you're going to fight for, because out of the right reasons. Okay. Exactly. Just hating on something just to hate it is not going to help anybody. You know what it's going to do? It's going to leave you in an ever revolving door of confusion, of fighting with people, of going on into people's chats and trying to argue with them when they're trying to have a conversation about something, about trying to bring attention to yourself instead of talking about whatever it is that people are wanting to talk about and just enjoy their lives, and, dude, I don't think that that's doing anybody a good service on that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like make your own decisions about what you want to watch. Like the comment I just read here just a couple of minutes ago. People who are doing this right now and attacking people for simply wanting to see a movie, you're hurting people. You are the ones who are trying to gatekeep the fandom, trying to tell people who's a real fan and who's not a fan. And you don't get to decide that. You don't get to decide that. You don't get to tell somebody what they think. You don't get to tell somebody what they believe and what they don't believe. Exactly. Exactly. And
I like what Bathan said about, I've been against pirating for a long time. Like, I've been against pirating probably since I knew what pirating was. I don't like when people like, and it's different for some people, I get, because like my friend Prakash, he's in India, and sometimes
I love Prakash.
Prakash is one of my favorite people in the world, and honestly, he's having trouble because he's so conflicted about superhero movies and how the fandom, like, we're taking things that we love. And I heard it on Enosh's stream one time. At the end of the day, we're talking about like flying unicorns and stuff, like all fake stuff. but we all love it, and we all love DC. I like Marvel. I know Enosh isn't like a huge Marvel guy, but I am. But Prakash is having trouble because
there's Prakash.
There he is. He's conflicted because there's so much toxicity, and he's not a fan of what Warner Brothers is doing. However,
I get it.
I get it too. I get his reasoning. I get other people's reasonings, but I'm a fan of good stories, fun movies, and seeing these properties that I grew up loving succeed. And the Suicide Squad, I thought was going to be a win for all of us. However, it's caused us to be even further apart. Yeah. And I just don't know why.
The funny thing is I actually agree with, with everything else that's been said with Benson's super chat there to you, man. I agree with that super chat. I don't think you should have to ask for permission from anybody to go watch a film or to enjoy a film or to do it. And Mark, I absolutely agree that is the toxic side of this particular fandom. Every fandom's got people in it who try to act this way, but that is the absolute toxic side of this fandom. If anybody's requiring you to somehow, agree with them or else, I'm sorry, but that's not a fandom you want to be a part of. I get it. That's why I've said in the last few days, like, if people are going to be on that side and people are going to try to tell people what movies they can watch or they can't watch, or try to say if you watch this film, you're somehow betraying people like Ray Fisher, and you're betraying people like Zack Snyder, and you're betraying this person and that person, whatever. Okay. Right. You don't get to decide that for me. You don't get people try to tell me you're not a real fan. I just had lunch with a friend of mine named Jordan Ty on Tuesday this week. And I said, "Hey, you want to hear a funny one?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." I said, "Now we've been hanging out for about 4 or 5 years, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "I just had somebody tell me this week that I was not a fan of Zack Snyder. What do you think of that?" And he looked at me and he's like, "Oh, you're serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, now this is a guy, dude. He doesn't know any of this stuff that's going on, Twitter and, YouTube and all this stuff, right?" And he's like, "Dude, that's all you talk about,
right? Is
your love of these movies." He's like, "Dude, I'm sitting in a room surrounded by toys inspired by Zack Snyder movies, right? Like I'm sitting here surrounded by toys of Ray Fisher." Okay,
that's a dope figure.
It is too. I don't think I want to take this one out of the box because it's the helmeted version. It's the helmeted version.
Get it closer?
Yeah, sure, man.
Oh my God, the detail. Yeah. I love that it's the full mask. Oh my God.
Heck yeah, man. So my thing is, dude,
McFarlane,
look, if you want to be my friend, be my friend. But you know what? None of my other friends, I had another friend this year, stop following the channel, a friend in real life. Somebody literally I could get in my car right now and in 10 minutes be over to his house. Okay. I could get on my phone. I could broadcast to you live from my friend's house. Okay. You know what my friend told me just a couple of months ago, right before the movie came out? I'm sick of hearing about Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm not watching your channel anymore. A real friend of mine, because he's a big Marvel fan. Okay. Ooh. And he was like, "I don't want to hear about Zack Snyder." I was like, "Dude, the movie's coming out literally next week." And he's like, I don't care. I don't like those movies. I don't care about Zack Snyder. I don't care about any of that. I'm not watching it. I don't want to hear about it. I'm not watching the channel. Okay. Here's the thing. You know what? Everybody's, I guess, got to do what they got to do, but nobody should be able to tell you, that what you can see and what you can't see. That's not something. That's not something that's up for anybody to be able to tell you. Yeah. So I will say I think it's interesting because we're talking about gatekeeping. I don't think some people understand what the word gatekeeping means. Like literally, I've swung open the gates, Ty. Like with everything I've said you're all welcome. Everybody's fandom matters,
for
right?
Sure.
Like everybody's fandom matters. If you don't want to go see the Flash movie, fine. If you didn't like Suicide Squad, fine. Doesn't mean we can't be friends. It just means we don't agree on that one thing, right? Like I liked the Suicide Squad movie. I saw a lot of positive in it. Look, am I going to get into the private workings of every director, every, studio guy and everything like that? Who has got time for all that?
Right.
Right? Like,
Agreed.
are you gonna pick through, like I would challenge people like Rush who are in here right now talking about this stuff. I want to know every movie you've ever watched. And I want to know, like, that's gatekeeping. To tell you, I want to know every movie you've watched, and I want to know the private lives of all the people who made those films, and I want to know whether or not those people are racist. I want to know whether or not those people have ever said anything negative to anybody, tried to do anything, demeaning to anybody, and then come back and tell me that you have a perfect record, right? But you know what? I'm not doing that. So I think it's funny when somebody says like that, because he made the comment. It says you're the biggest gatekeeper of the fandom, Enosh. Who have I gatekeep? Like that's the thing. There are specific people who are like doing what you're talking about, Ty, who are like literally trying to demean people who just want to go watch a film.
Yeah. And it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I sometimes I can't wrap my head around it. So maybe we can talk this out. Okay. What is the definition of gatekeeping?
Well, I mean, I can look it up. I can tell you what mine is. I can tell you what my feeling on gatekeeping is. I mean, that may or may not matter to anybody unless I guess I have a specific definition. But to me, gatekeeping is somebody who tries to control the situation, tell other people what they can and cannot do, tries to put a stop to other people's voices being heard unless you agree with them. And I just brought it up. It's a noun, the activity of controlling or usually limiting general access to something. And the definition they give is Walmart's cultural gatekeeping has served to narrow the mainstream for entertainment offerings. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it basically means to keep something out, because the other one is like in computing. It says a function or system that controls access or operations to files, computers, networks, or the like. So it's trying to keep somebody out. It's trying to keep something out, whether or not it be corrupt files, whether or not it be people, whether or not it be something that you just don't like. It's trying to keep something out.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, you're gatekeeping. Now, so there you go.
And Benson, I thank you for switching gears here.
Yeah, man.
I do appreciate that. No, I do not think that James Gunn was put or took the job at DC to deliberately make a bad movie, because I thought the Suicide Squad was great.
I don't think so.
I think and I wrote the article about it, and I talked about what happened to James Gunn in 2018. I mean, he was on the internet chopping block. He was ready to get his head, I don't want to get demonetized, but
yeah,
right? So he was about to get internet canceled, and DC picked him up looking for that Marvel money, knowing damn well that he made the Guardians of the Galaxy a household name, characters that no one has ever heard of. Even some comic book fans don't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy are.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I told Tiffany the first time that when I saw the first trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy, I looked at Tiffany and I said, you know what? That's got a chance to be the first flub for Marvel. At that point,
you thought that Guardians was gonna flop?
Yeah, you know why? Because I looked at her, and here's why. And I was completely wrong about it. And you know what? That's okay. And I'm glad I was wrong, because now I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. 1 was better than 2 in my opinion, but that's beyond.
Two's really not a good movie.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. You know why I said that? I said because it was based on the way people were treating DC. Right? Because that's all. I mean, I'm such a big DC guy that like I have to look. When I'm looking at the things that people are complaining about DC and griping about DC, that was where, and I told Tiffany, I said, I don't think the world is ready maybe for a talking raccoon and a tree. You know, like that was my opinion. That was how I felt. And, you know, I went to go see the movie and I was like, wow, this was a lot of fun. This was really good. And I'll just go on record as saying this because I know people know that Zod and I have been friendly with each other. Zod and I are on the opposite side of a lot of topics because I saw somebody bringing up Zod Rider.
I saw that.
Yeah, somebody brought up Zod Rider.
He's the one that's making the claim that James has been put in there for.
And listen, I will tell you this. Zod is friends with a lot of people who have attacked me. Okay. But Zod and I are also close because you know what? Zod and I have had our own conversations and we have our own understanding of this. Do I believe everything that Zod Rider says? No. Do I personally? And I would say this if Zod were here right now, because I have. Like Zod and I, we've talked, and I would tell Zod to his face, Zod, and if you're watching Zod, I love you. He knows that I love him as a person. But here's the thing. I don't believe James Gunn. I don't believe that there's a conspiracy to send James Gunn over to try to ruin a DC movie. Suicide Squad was fine. Is it a kids movie? No. You know, look, it's got nudity in it. It's got all kinds of F-bombs and stuff. It's trying to be something specific. It's trying to go for that that kind of same thing that like Deadpool goes for, whatever. Like, my kids are older now. My kids are more mature. I didn't have a problem with my kids seeing Suicide Squad because of how old they are. I mean, one is 19, for God's sake. He's going to go do whatever he wants to do. But the thing is that I feel like it's a movie. Like where I don't understand, Ty, where like all of a sudden we've become a fandom of literally now saying stuff like one studio is sending a dude over, like faking a major publicity, like snafu, like what James Gunn went through to somehow ruin things for a studio that was still trying to play catch up to Marvel.
Yes.
In the public eye, right? All of us DC fans have been sitting here going, man, we love Zack Snyder's stuff. Zack Snyder's stuff is awesome. Give us more of that. Like, I don't understand this idea of like they're going to send one of their guys over to somehow ruin it. Like
that was the same claim that they said about Joss Whedon. It's the same claim saying that Joss Whedon came in to ruin Justice League. So, because Marvel sent him, yada, yada, yada. It's literally the same.
I don't know that Marvel sent him. I mean, look, after talking with...
That one has more credence.
That has a lot more credence in it just because after talking with Ray Fisher about it, right? A guy who was actually on that set, right? So, look, he has said, and I don't know, has anybody seen any videos in the last 2 weeks where he's recanted this? Because I don't know, because maybe God forbid that I be exposed again.
I know, and I'm super sorry about that.
No, you're all right. You're right. No, I'm just saying. So Ray, has talked about what happened on the set with Justice League, right? And talked about how Joss Whedon had a specific, like, butthurt kind of thing about his movie, Avengers 2, right? And the way, I mean, like, that was one of the things, actually, the first time I had Ray Fisher on, that was one of the things that he talked about and actually got some traction. Like, like there were websites and publications all over the world who actually cited our interview about my interview with him, about the fact that he brought up the idea that Joss Whedon had these specific issues and like these like chips on his shoulder coming into Justice League. And so that's why he did and made some of the choices that he made. And those were conversations that they had on set, right? So if that's the case, and you got a guy who's literally on the set saying, this is what happened, that's one thing, right? That's a totally different thing than just, hey, I don't want to like this Suicide Squad movie and I don't like James Gunn. So James Gunn is here to sabotage the whole thing.
Right.
Look, I'm going to watch Suicide Squad again tonight.
I was actually thinking about it
on
too,
HBO Max.
I was honestly thinking about it. Yeah.
And look, I love Harley Quinn. You can't put Margot Robbie in something as Harley Quinn that I will not love.
Can I ask you a question? I've been going back and forth with this person. I ended up saying, listen, I'm done with this conversation because you're taking it out of context. This person thinks that Harley Quinn was R-A-P.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to say it.
I saw that today too, and I answered a tweet about that.
And I would like your thoughts on that because she by the way, she initiated it. She was not a prisoner at that point. She was being asked to marry the guy. They did what they did, and then he says something, and she doesn't like that and changes her mind.
Yep.
And does what she does. Like
but you know, okay, so I'll say this. So everybody knows my wife Tiffany is a huge Harley Quinn fan. Tiffany and I, my dog's name is Harley Quinn. Tiffany and I today, we had a conversation about this very topic, Ty. Okay. Here's the thing. She's taken prisoner because the president has a thing for her, right? That's fine. He then tries to woo her, and guess what? She was into it.
Yes.
She jumped at him.
Literally jumped his bones.
Literally, like they got this whole scene, man. They're knocking over stuff, and it wasn't because he was forcing her. Like she was knocking over, you know, vases
and walls and
stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, they were getting down, man. That was, look, I have my own personal feelings about. I don't like the idea of Harley Quinn just being bedded by anybody.
Me either.
Okay. So if you want to have that conversation, that's a whole other conversation that I can have. And I'll tell you right now, did I like the idea of her just having relations with some random dude who really doesn't matter that much?
Right.
I don't like that because to me, that takes away, we're talking about like genuine things, right? So like, am I just a gun apologist where it's just like, I love everything that James Gunn did? No, that's right. Like, I mean, like isn't that the whole point, Ty?
Yes.
Isn't that the whole point of being like journalistic in this, right? And like actually like looking at films and actually like breaking them down of like, here's what I liked. Here's what I didn't like. Exactly. So what I didn't like was this idea of just any guy being able to have this shot with Harley Quinn and you know, if you want to say it cheapened that, maybe, but it's not the word that you just used. Right. And that people, not you use, but you know, people have been using to describe that because the thing that the deed was done.
Yes.
They were post enjoyment of the deed. And she did not like where he was going with the plot, not of what he had done to her.
Yes.
She didn't like where he was going in the plot of the movie. So if you want to be mad at anything, you could say, well, she didn't like what James Gunn was doing with the film.
Yes.
Right. And so she pulled out a gun and she blew the dude away. Okay. Not because of what he did to her, because she even says that it's a shame because of what the dude was packing. And I'm not talking about the gun that she shot him with.
Right.
So she makes that comment. Somebody who, listen, and this I am going to get serious about. Any person, any woman who has been through that experience, okay, you don't just throw that word around because you don't like a scene in a film.
That was my point.
You don't throw that word out there just because you didn't like what transpired, because what happened in the film was not that word.
Nope. Not even
remotely. In any way was it that word. There are other things involved that she didn't like what he was doing as it related to the plot of what his plan was, but it had nothing to do with whether or not they had the moment of what happened there. She was completely into it. She absolutely gave her consent.
Yes.
In every
way.
Word.
There's the word. The consent was there. 2 adults consented, did deed. He said something she didn't like, and Harley's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
She admits it. And she has bad taste in men. And she did that. Well, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because I thought I was like, am I missing something? Like, was she like handcuffed or something? Or I don't.
And I'm sorry if I spoiled something, but you know,
we're not spoiling.
But you know, TW, I don't think has seen it yet, and so I apologize, TW, if you saw it. But
Yeah, we'll skip that from now
But
on.
yeah, but the thing is, that's a scene that people are talking about, right? So yeah, that part, and I'll answer George. Yes, I enjoy Birds of Prey. I know, hot take, right? Like, I enjoy Birds of Prey. I'll take an egg and cheese sandwich any day, man. If I get to sit there with Harley Quinn and eat it, like, I just don't care, man. Like, like, I'm gonna like what I like, and Mark, Mark is there. Like, dude, absolutely, I agree with you. I think the Suicide Squad movie is fantastic. I and I'm glad that even in the midst of other disagreements, we can find, that's the whole point of nerddom and fandom and all those things, is to be able to find those things that that we get along with. Also, yeah, Katsuka, yes, Enosh confirmed, gun stand. Yes, apparently now that's what I'll be. I now I've all of a sudden I must have turned into a Marvel person
somewhere along the lines.
Also, though, along those same lines, though, and I know then Ty, you got something else. The other idea is there were people who were upset that she hooked up with a guy.
Right.
But here's the thing, like Nova Joe says there, she isn't a lesbian.
Nope.
She's, if anything, she's
bisexual. Yeah.
She's bisexual, right? Because she'll get down with. I mean, we all know. Look, we all know about Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
She wants.
Margot has even gone on record saying that she wants to
absolutely
do that storyline.
Absolutely,
with Poison Ivy, and I think that would be wonderful.
I think you gotta introduce Poison Ivy first, though.
Of course.
Like, I see, like, like, I know there's people who just want them to just like do a movie, just throw Poison Ivy in there, and then like all of a sudden they're together. You know what I mean? Like, give them some relationship building. You know what I mean? Like it, like, I don't care if it's straight, gay, whatever. Give them some relationship building. Like, make it make sense. But yeah, I mean, I saw people complaining about that too with Harley and that scene. And it's like,
absolutely, and it needs to be shut down. Overall, I did want to get your thoughts on something. We talked about it a little bit before the show started. Listen, we've talked about it already today. You, me, everyone that we grew together with, like, we all are Snyder fans. I'd like to get your take on how you think that the Snyderverse, because all right, so let me give some context here.
Sure.
J.K. Simmons, right? Returning as Gordon in Batgirl. We got Blue Beetle coming. We know Blue Beetle was in the storyboards for Zack's Justice League. We have comments from Goyer saying that Justice League would be a couple years away. Do you think, now all these statements, and we have Zaslav saying he wants to mend broken bridges. Zack has this deal at Netflix for 2 years, I think it is. How do you see the Snyderverse being built and restored? What would be your ideal situation from here on out?
Well, I think it goes back to this Flash movie, right? So this Flash movie, one of the things that, I know a lot of people feel like, well, this Flash movie is somehow going to write off the Snyderverse, right? I don't, look, I'll be the first one. If I go see that Flash movie and there's stuff in there that does that, I'll be the first one, guys. You'll see me here going, nope, that's some BS right there.
Yeah.
Right. You're using Zack's characters. Do not just use it as an excuse just to kill them off. You know what I mean? Like, but in my heart, Ty, I know how Ben Affleck feels about Zack. I know how Ezra feels about Zack, because they've been very, very public about it. Right. So for me, I would say that, I don't think that they didn't have to do this film, especially Ben, right? I was going to touch on that, William.
Yes.
Exactly. So like with Ben, for example, right? Ben doesn't have to do this film.
Nope.
This wasn't something he had to do, that like he had to suit up as Batman again.
Nope.
Ezra, I know a lot of people have said it's kind of different because like this is Ezra's franchise, right? So like, is Ezra going to turn down a franchise over something that, may or may not involve him?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that's his own personal decision to be made, right? But the thing is I just highly doubt that Ben would come back for just a hate fest on Zack. That's my hope.
Just get killed off. And they
Yeah.
they did allow him to rewrite some stuff for his
Yeah.
character. He's on his way. I mean, he's on a boat with J-Lo cruising down, getting all of his
Right.
getting his spunk
Right.
back. And
Right.
then he's gonna come in September, reportedly.
Or
He's gonna
losing
be back.
some.
Yeah.
Losing some of that spunk so he can come back and like a free, clear man ready to go.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, so I look at it like this. The Flash movie opens up the possibility, because if the Flash movie opens up the multiverse,
yes.
right? Maybe I'm a little different in my approach, but I guess I've been stating this, and for anybody watching, like, look, that's why every episode of the Poindexter Lounge is not about the Snyder Cut anymore or the Snyderverse, right? Like I've literally talked, and William can attest to this, TW can attest to this. They're all on, Cherie watches every episode. I love Cherie.
I love him too.
The thing is that we've talked about literally about everything else besides the Snyderverse, unless somebody asks me a question specifically or my opinion. So let me just put this out here one more time for everybody listening. My idea of the Snyderverse being restored is not to come in and say, okay, we're going to wipe the slate clean with everything else that came after. None of this existed. No, just Zack stuff. Zack has to write it, direct it, produce it, everything, or it is not. I absolutely won't accept it.
Right.
Right. Now, I've seen people who have taken that stance. Right. And if that's the stance you take, that's the stance you take.
Yes.
Okay. But that to me is not what it means to restore the Snyderverse. My thing is if you say that everything exists, and that's what the idea of the multiverse
is,
yes.
that is literally the definition.
Yes. Right. So if that's what we say that the good luck with that, William. But if you say that that's what the multiverse is, Zack's creations can exist and move on and tell their own stories. You can tell stories, going forward that may exist in different worlds or whatever, but still being able to have Zack say, look, Zack never set out to create a world like the MCU, where it was going to go on for 20 films, 30 years, exactly. Like his thing was like he knew that there'd be movies that were adjacent to it, that different characters would get movies and all these things. But even he has said that like he never envisioned that. He had a 5-movie arc, right? With certain things. He figured that Ben Affleck would probably get a Batman movie, right?
Yeah.
And be able to do his thing, right?
And the Green Lantern Corps.
I'm sorry. I thought Katsuka was saying that they were behind me, so I was like, make sure. But trying to kill all these people coming after me, but they want my toys, man.
Yeah,
the people who like me want my toys, and I gotta protect myself.
I would love to come to the lounge and check all
dude,
that.
You're welcome anytime, dude. Anytime.
Right.
But that's the thing. It's like a 5-film arc, and like she says, with potential spinoffs. That would have been fine, whatever. But his whole thing was about getting to a Flashpoint movie where they could reboot and reset and tell different stories. And so my thing is, let that happen. That's fine. You know what I want to see? I want to see parts 2 and 3. I want to see the continuation of the Snyderverse, where we see how his thing comes to an end. A battle with yes. The battle with Darkseid. Yeah. All those things come to an end. Whatever we get on top of that is just icing, man. Do I want to see a Ben Affleck Batman movie where he takes on Deathstroke and the Joker? Absolutely. But here's the thing. Am I being like, die hard on this thing where it's like, if Zack doesn't give up everything else that he's doing for the foreseeable future and just focus on this for me, that I'm not going to accept anything else? No, I'm not, because I don't think that that's healthy, because then you're never going to love anything ever again. You're never like, are you a DC fan? If you're a DC fan, aren't you interested in what characters from the DC universe are doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's got their favorite directors. And here's my thing. I foresee actually a world in which Zack Snyder comes back. Maybe he just produces Justice League 2 and 3.
Would that be such a bad thing?
I know that some people would hate that idea, and I get it, but like, what if he oversaw it, produced it from saying, okay, this is my vision,
blessing.
give his blessings. Like, you notice he wasn't just the only person who wrote those movies. I mean, look at, you know, Chris Terrio was so much, like, Chris Terrio was the writer of that film, man. And like, they got together and they made this thing work. So you make that work, you put that out there and you do it. Look, if they don't make a film, if you want to say they don't make a film, I don't know, you do it as a series. I would take it that way, dude. I would take it as, and it's not necessarily the way I want it, right? But I just want to see, the end of Zach's work. So I would take an animated movie, you know? And I'm sorry that, you know, like I don't know. I mean, like, are we gonna just destroy all of our love and happiness for an idea that, so I just want to make clear to everybody, when I say that I want to see the Snyderverse continue, like, you know, a good example of this is me and Matt Jarbo, right? So Matt and I, we have a different opinion on whether or not the Snyderverse is going to continue. Yes. Okay. He feels that it's not going to, or at least right in the foreseeable future. And that's the funny thing, is neither do I. And William and I have talked about this many times at the Poindexter Lounge, is that, look, if anything happens, it's not going to be at least for a couple of years. Zach has this first look deal now with Netflix, which, like William said, is not an exclusive deal. It's a first look deal. There's definitely a difference between those things. Okay. So he's got a first look deal, though. He's working on things. I guarantee you, Ty, with all the stuff that he says he's got in the works, you notice that he didn't direct the prequel to Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still exactly. I know exactly where you're
going. Right. Look, there's an animated series coming out
by
right.
Yeah, but yes, and he's overseeing these things.
He's overseeing things. And so this first look deal, like, I guarantee you he's not going to direct every idea that he has that comes out of that first look deal. You can't do all that in 2 years. No. The whole point of a 2-year deal is, like, he's literally going to kick out ideas for 2 years and say, hey, I got this idea, this idea, this idea, this idea. Do you like all these ideas? Great. Let's do these. You don't like these ideas? I can go somewhere else, right?
Hey,
there it is.
Oh, man. But no, I like your thing. I like your take. See, what I was kind of going towards was, I think that when we say restore the Snyderverse, there are ways that it could happen, and it doesn't necessarily mean Zach comes back.
Exactly.
That would be ideal.
Exactly.
Ideal.
Matt, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Bring back up Matt's conversation. And see, this is something that, like, Matt and I, we seem to have had a disagreement on, but really we're saying, I feel the same thing, right? Like, look, if it comes, do I want it? Yes. Okay. But I agree with Matt here. There's Rebel Moon coming. There's Army of the Dead 2 coming, 2 animated shows. He wants to do original content. Absolutely. But he's also left the door open. But Matt, I don't know what point Matt joined in, but Matt, that's what I'm also saying. I don't feel that the guy has to direct everything. No. I don't think that the guy has to write and direct everything. I feel like even with continuing a Justice League 2 or 3 or like a series or whatever, Zach could literally pass that baton off to somebody else. Now, are there going to be people who will not accept that? You know there will be. You know there will be. You know there will be. But Matt, like, and I'll say this to Matt, like, because Matt, since you're here, I'm hoping that's really you. Yeah, I know. But well, sometimes we've had plenty. Right? But no,
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, right. So, but I'll just say, if that is Matt, you know, you and I, even like when you had me on last month and we were talking about Superman, right? Like, you felt that you knew my take on Superman. Look, I've been very outspoken that I want to see, it's out of a desire to see the Snyder cut or the Snyderverse continue, right? I want to see that. Okay. I personally want to see that. And yes, I'm willing to go as far as I need to go until I'm told it's just absolutely not happening. But you know, with Zach, if he doesn't shut that door, I see many different ways that it could happen. It doesn't have to just be one way.
Do you think that there's a timeline though? Like, there's like 5 years can't go by and then we can do this. Like,
yeah.
There is a time limit. I think.
Absolutely.
Actors get older. They 5 years they're going to need money. They need to go do other
Yep.
projects and stuff like that. So
I agree.
what do you think?
That's why, guys, you will not see Enosh here 10 years from now talking about the Snyder cut. The Snyderverse is going to come back if it's not going to come back.
Yes.
Okay. Look, I'm all for it. I've always been for it, and I will continue to be for it. But there does come a time where you say this is or isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, when that time comes, I'm not about sitting here like up here, I'm not up about here just like telling people, just tell somebody something, right? And like tell them that something's coming that there's not going to come. Bobby brings up a point, but that's a good point, but that really doesn't necessarily go down the route of what we're talking about, like a Justice League 2 or 3, or like a continuation of the actual Snyderverse. I mean, you could always make a Kingdom Come movie, which would be awesome, dude. I'd be totally down. But that'd be so far down the road, and and like you said, it's like getting everybody back together, doing all those things. That's going to take a lot, right? It is. And so the thing is that you still, right now, let's be honest, right now, there's still people, like everybody's still floating around this thing, right? So we know Gal Gadot is still in that gravitational pull of this, right? Because she wants to do Wonder Woman 3.
Wonder Woman 3, yeah.
Right? So she's still in that gravitational pull of the Snyderverse, okay? Yep. You got Ben Affleck, who everybody thought was out, right? Everybody thought Ben Affleck was out here doing his own thing, was never coming back.
92 times he was done.
Right.
But now he's back in flight.
But now he's back, and he's actually going to be in a film, and he came back for Zach and literally filmed something on his driveway, right? Mm-hmm. Because he wanted to be in it, right? So he's still circling in that gravitational pull. You got somebody like Henry Cavill, right? Where even though he has not been in anything recently, Henry has made it very especially known that he wants to play Superman as long as he can play Superman. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Look, every YouTuber and
they all
film
know
critic,
exactly.
They all know exactly what's going on, and they'll all tell you, and then they all tell you something different, right? Like I can't tell you what's going on with him behind the scenes because I don't know, right? I call him up, be like, hey, but he ain't gonna take my phone call because I don't have his phone number. Okay. But what I'm saying is that that's all fine, but we know that he wants to do it. So if Warner Brothers allows him to do it, the idea is he's still circling around in there. Ezra is still circling around in there, right? Jason Momoa is still circling around in there.
The only issue I think that we would have would be Ray, simply due to the fact, and if Zach was involved, Ray would easily come back.
Yes.
However, if Zach's not involved,
it depends upon what level of involvement he is.
So, would you agree that the merger is probably our best bet right now at doing this?
I've said over and over again, and I don't know how much more clearly I need to say this. The current regime at Warner Brothers does not want Zack Snyder.
Yes.
I'm not feeding you hopium or whatever Matt likes to say. I'm not feeding you any of that. The current group at Warner Brothers does not want Zack Snyder. Period. We know this. William, who's a staunch supporter of the Snyderverse, being able to come back, he'll boldly, blatantly tell you the same thing. We know Hamada doesn't want him. We know Emmerich doesn't want him. We know that what's her name? Ann
Sarnoff.
Ann Sarnoff doesn't want him. Okay, but as William just put here, let's look at this again in about a year or so,
right?
And see, are all those people still there at the end of this? At the end of this whole thing, are all of those people still there, because honestly, there's a lot of things that can change with this merger, and everybody who says they don't want to spend money on it, I don't know what to tell you. The guy has said that they're going to spend, $20 billion on content, to outdo Netflix. They literally want to outdo. They called out Netflix, man. Netflix spent $17 billion last year on content. They want to spend $20 billion. Well, all of that's not going to be just spent on Dr. Pimple Popper. I mean, that's
I love that show.
I love it too, man. I love that show too.
I am a gross person.
I know, man. We just watched this week's episode today. It was on our DVR. So like, you know what I mean? So like, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you watch that show, I mean, that'd be one heck of a pimple. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to spend that much money on Dr. Pimple Popper in 3D. I don't know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Like, my 600-pound life, like, I don't know, man. There's only so much you can do, but but they're going to be creating some content, and for anybody saying they're not going to spend money on it, I don't understand where that particular thing comes from. Like, I'm not telling anybody what to think about it, what to believe about it. I'm just telling you what I see. Like, it's just my opinion, right? Like what I find interesting is when people when people get mad at me and even other YouTubers, man, like, and act like you're lying to people, or you're trying to give people hope. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Exactly.
Like, I don't have Zasloff on speed dial.
No.
Right? So
Not
like
yet.
like not yet. William doesn't have Zasloff on speed dial, right? So, the thing is that, look, everybody is just stating their opinion at this point.
Exactly.
And look, at the end of the day, I hope I'm right. And this is what I've been telling everybody. If you want to be with everybody supporting the Snyderverse, using that, like, I don't think that anybody should be out there being rude, interjecting the Snyderverse into situations where it shouldn't be interjected into, like in serious political issues or something like that. And all of a sudden you hear, you see a hashtag, restore the Snyderverse. That's not cool. No. You know what I mean? Like, attacking people, demanding this and that. I don't see that as being cool.
It's not.
It's not cool.
No.
But to just use the hashtag and just be like, look, this is something that I personally would love to see, and something that I love, and I want to see more of it. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
As long as you're respectful to people, and as long as you're respectful, like, all around the board, there's nothing wrong with that. So do that, right? But here, at the end of the day, if you personally don't want to share the hashtag, if you don't think that it can happen, if you don't see any way that it can happen, that's fine. I will not argue with you about that. But you know what? I will say this. If you are a fan of Zack Snyder's stuff, and at the end of the day it happens, just come back and celebrate with us.
Yes. And that...
Just come back and celebrate. Nobody's going to be like, hey, we told you. I'm sure there probably will be. But you know what? You will not hear it from Enosh Fee on the Poindexter Lounge. If you don't have to unfollow me, okay, or unsubscribe from the Poindexter Lounge because I just like something that you don't like. You don't have to do that. But if it happens, and I said if, mind you,
right?
Okay, if it happens, you won't see me doing a stream telling, I told all the haters, oh yeah, see, there it is, right? No, you know what you're going to hear from me? Hey, if you were a fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League and you wanted to see it and you just didn't know if it was going to happen or not, let's celebrate together, right? Let's have some fun with it, and just enjoy it.
And listen, it's for us, like Enosh, myself, and all the others. We've been super supportive of the Snyderverse. However, we are movie channels, like we are movie and TV channels.
Yeah.
And there are other things that we like to talk about. Enosh loves He-Man, that show. Enosh likes G.I. Joe. Like, we talk about all these things and we love all these properties and we want to see all of them succeed.
Yeah.
It really does suck that DC put or has the situation with Zack, because I want Zack's arc to be finished, his Superman arc specifically.
Yeah.
How would you feel about a Man of Steel 2 with Brainiac?
Oh, dude, that's what I want.
Because I know you're a huge Superman fan.
That's
so.
exactly what I want, dude. That's exactly the look. I have had enough of Superman not taking on his most
Bye, Jack.
iconic. Hey, see you, Jack. Thank you, by the way, Jack, for being a good friend these last couple years, man. I appreciate you, Jack.
I love Jack.
What's up, Saggy? What's up, Saggy? You and I haven't talked in a while, Saggy. I miss you. Tell me you love Blue Beetle. You know what, Saggy? I love DC. Am I gonna? You know what? I take it back. I was joking around the other day, and I said that I wouldn't watch a Blue Beetle thing. I'm gonna watch a Blue Beetle thing on HBO Max. Like, I'm gonna watch it. Like, is it my number one priority of whatever? But here's the thing, guys. If somebody like just has a take you don't like, and I say something like, "Oh yeah, I don't care about the Blue Beetle thing," well, don't take offense to that.
No. And listen, Blue Beetle's not going to be for everybody.
Yeah,
it's not.
Like guys, this is like Ty said, we're just some movie channels, man. We're just some pop culture channels, man. We're just trying to talk about the stuff that we like, and we're just giving our opinions and thought of it. But dude, I would love for Brainiac. That's the villain that I want to see, because I'm tired of Superman not taking on some of his classic villains. You know, everybody acts like Superman doesn't have a good rogues gallery.
He does.
And he absolutely does. It's just they're never utilized.
And every single movie to date, I mean, Zach kind of did something different, but and what it was Zod, has been used before, but he did something different with it, which is what was refreshing about it. But for the most part, Superman movies have not utilized the actual the good rogues gallery, like Brainiac. Brainiac's a Krypton. Did you watch Krypton?
Yeah.
They used Brainiac, and I thought they did a tremendous job. Tremendous. It was a little corny at times, but tremendous job. And I really enjoyed it. And I was like, this on the big screen would just be absolutely magnificent. So kind of back to what I was saying before, it seems that the Snyderverse may be being pieced together in a different way than we thought. The characters that Snyder, his legacy, right, is still living on. His characters are moving on to do bigger, well, not bigger, but they're moving on and doing their own things. The Flash movie might change some stuff. Yes, that's tough. Are you looking for, like, there's also this Michael B. Jordan Superman. There's also a Tiny Easy Coat Superman. I mean, are you excited for the multiverse? And
I'm excited for the multiverse because I get it. I understand where there are. I know I've talked to some people who they're like, it's overwhelming to them, right?
Yeah.
And so they're not as excited about it because it's hard for some people to like focus on, okay, well, this is this Superman or this is that Batman and this is this person. Okay, it gets overwhelming. What's up, MSK?
Hi, Master Swag King Entertainment.
What's up, my friend?
Hi. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it.
Benson's right there, buddy. That's my giveaway for this week, man, is Superman the movie and then the Donner cut and Superman Returns. So yeah, I love what he said there. I'd love to see a Superman movie where Lex right, Mark? I would love to see a Superman movie where they finally get them all together like that, and yeah, you could finally be ruler of Australia or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But yeah, no, man, what was I saying before that? That was so funny.
Yeah. I was saying about how there's the multiverse. You were saying,
oh yeah, the multiverse. Like, so like, look, I get that there's some people who are overwhelmed by it, but look, I see that it opens up for great storytelling. Now, that being said, like the Michael B. Jordan one that involves Val Zod, I think it is. Yeah. Or is it Calvin Ellis? Which one?
I think it's going to be Val Zod, because Val Zod, I think Calvin Ellis doesn't have as many stories.
Okay.
Val Zod does. I know Calvin Ellis has been introduced, but there's not a lot of comic, or maybe they do. I mean, I haven't heard anything. If they went with Calvin Ellis, they could really do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
But with Val Zod, there are stories that you can pull from.
Yeah.
There are some Calvin Ellis ones too, but there's not as many.
Everybody's saying it's Valzad, and that's what I thought. So my thing is like I'm really into that idea because there is history there. Because I think that would make sense. I think that would make sense as far as like if somebody watches that and they're like, hey, well, who is this character? Well, guess what? They got comic books.
Yep.
You can read the digital stuff. You can go buy the books. You could put them together, in hardcover or something like that. The best of Valzad. Do that.
Yeah, and do you think it would have to take place on Earth too? Like with Matt Reeves, the Batman? Because the thing is, I don't want Henry Cavill replaced. So I don't want Henry Cavill replaced either. And see, that's the thing is, if it's Valzad, it's not replacing. It's not replacing him. It's just another.
It's not replacing. It's just another version. I'm fine with that. Like, and to a certain extent, Ty, I could say the same thing about the JJ and the Coates Superman. black Superman thing. Yeah. My thing is about that is, like, I still have yet, and I've still put this out there. Like, I know I've got a lot of black nerd friends.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't mean that to sound like, well, I got black friends. Like, these are people in my life. Okay. Mm-hmm. These are real people in my life. It's not a whatever. And then all the people that I know online as well. I still have yet to hear one person of color tell me that they think that this is a good idea. For the Clark Kent thing. And I know I'm just a white guy sitting here saying that, but
that's the thing.
I just want somebody to tell me. I want somebody who thinks this is a good idea for a race swap of Clark Kent to just tell me and tell me why. And so I can actually have that conversation, because right now I can't even have that conversation, Ty.
Not one person. And like I said with Wayne T. Carr, and I'm going to get it right this time, my team is made up, or was, Justice was a black male. My other co-host is Pakistani. Caden, the producer, is biracial, and Austin is, I believe, Spanish or I believe Hispanic. Not one of them said that a Clark Kent swap makes any sense when we have Henry Cavill, who is a absolute star right now. Like, people are begging to get him in their projects. And it just makes no sense when you could use a character that already exists in the comics.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my only thing about that project, is I just don't feel that project has.
Do you think it'll get canceled?
I really think that this Michael B. Jordan thing is going to gain momentum, because I've seen so many more people like already supporting that idea, getting behind that idea, wanting that idea, that I think that by the time, I think that's going to, let's just like go, where I think that they're going to spend some time on this other thing, and it's just really not going to end up being a thing.
Because JJ also has a deal with Warner Brothers that he's probably going to be producing original content. I know they want something like the next Game of Thrones or Lost out of JJ. So for me, I don't think that his Superman's going to make it onto the screen. I think it's going to end up with the Trench Project and New Gods or whatever. So I mean, that's my humble opinion. But we're at like an hour and 45 minutes. So listen, you've been, and I know we didn't get to talk about all the things that we wanted to talk about. However, I'll see you soon.
Exactly.
And we'll go from there.
Exactly.
Tell me one thing.
Yes, sir.
Tell me one thing.
Yes, sir. I'm still standing. I'm still here.
Okay. All right.
I'm changing the entire timeline. Enosh won't even exist anymore. I'm getting him out of all of your lives. Thank God, once and for all. Tiffany is the key. Tiffany is the key. She named the Poindexter Lounge and put him all up to it. If we could stop her, we could stop the entire thing. I'll be back. Don't do that. I support Enosh and everything that he said.
Yo, I'm crying.
He really likes my stuff. I did this the other day on the show, dude, and it went over so well. I think I'm actually going to do it as like a live stream,
recorded thing.
Like an actual live stream, like talking with Skeletor. I'm just going to set up a camera on my Skeletor figure, and I'm just going to be, yeah, it is I, Skeletor. You bumbling numbskull.
Oh, that's a good Skeletor, man.
Well, it should be. I am Skeletor.
Whatever,
I'm the real Skeletor. I'm not someone trying to voice Skeletor. I am Skeletor. Just bad as Beast Man, for God's sake. Jeez.
Hey, oh
yes. Yes. What?
I heard you didn't make it through the first episode or something like that. I haven't watched it.
You didn't even watch it, huh? Big man didn't even watch the show, and he's already trying to give me a hard time. Whatever. Look at this guy over here. Didn't even watch my show. Wouldn't even know that I put myself in Evil Inceptor because I am a genius. Did you see the end? You didn't see the end, did you? Oh, yes, you didn't see the beginning. Well, let me tell you about it. Yeah, well, did you hear what I do at the end?
I did not. I bet you're a badass because I used to have a toy of you, and like He-Man toys were what I grew up with. I didn't end up watching the show until much later, but the toys were always around. So that's why these toys, that hits me because I think I had someone that's very similar.
I'll give you a little spoiler alert here, Ty. All right, for you who didn't watch the show. All right, like most of these other people out here complaining about the show, not enough He-Man. Everybody's about He-Man all the time. For God's sakes, I was actually happy to see some Tila. At least there was a chick in there. Yeah, I mean, hey, bring on the women. You're not gonna. No, all these manly men are so worried about the big muscly guy in his speedos. But yeah, put a woman in there. Oh my God, I'm offended. Okay. Anyways, I'll give you a little. You think I'm funny?
I was dying. Yeah.
But I've been working on this material for quite a while here, Ty. I do weekends at the bar set. You know, I go here and there, and I do some things here and there. Yes, thank you. Yes, I like that. Okay. Anyways, what I was saying was, before I was so rudely interrupted, I mean, even though it was high praise for me, I'll take it out. Anyways, I'm holding the sword of power.
Okay.
That might just be a little spoiler.
Okay.
Spoiler for anyone out there watching. I'm a god among men, as it were. So you'll have to watch the next 5 episodes to see where that goes. But, I mean, the legendary Mark Hamill is now voicing me, so come on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I'm the real star of the show.
He's helping you out. I love that. Exactly. And I love that. So you know what, Skeletor? I think I've taken your advice to heart, and I think I'm going to sit down and give it a chance and see where this goes.
You should actually watch the show. The show is going to be... The show, I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this guy back here... Me? Yes, that guy back there. He will be vindicated when everyone sees where the show is actually going.
Right, because they split it up into, and if I'm correct, they split it up. It's 5 episodes and 5 episodes.
Yes.
So only the first 5 episodes are out.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I will just tell you this. Watch episode 6 of the old series. It's called Tila's Quest. They even talk about it actually in Enosh didn't even know this until last week. That the 2002 reboot series actually has an episode that deals with the same topic. Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna say hello to my personal friend Rush. How are you, Rush? Yes. Good to see you.
Where's Russia? Okay, yeah. Good.
Yes,
I got you there.
Yeah. Well, we all hang out together. I'm really not that bad of a guy. If you give me a chance, I mean, I look. There's the whole face thing, but once you get past that, you're fine. I mean, look at the rest of me, for God's sake. I've been working out. Look at my abs. Yeah, they're better than the rocks.
It doesn't look like you miss ab day at all.
No. Look at my legs, for God's sake. Look at this. I got muscles on top of muscles here. Look at leg day. Did not miss me. I did not miss leg day.
What, do you have a cheat day, sir?
Yes, no? I don't work on my face on Sundays. I don't do those chin-ups. Yes. All right. Well,
Now I'm gonna have to watch the show.
you got to watch the show. Watch the show. It's fun. It's good.
I'm just not, I'm not a real huge Kevin Smith person, honestly. Have you ever seen Tusk, Skeletor?
Tusk. And you know what? I've never seen that movie in particular.
It's a Kevin Smith movie. It's like a passion project.
Yes, I heard of it. I know what it is. Yes,
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about my henchman who has tusks.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry for the confusion, but yeah.
Well,
So Tusk is a Kevin Smith film. I understand that Mallrats and Clerks are like cult classics. But then you know what? I mean, so that's what really put him on my radar, right? Seeing those movies. And then I watched Tusk.
This isn't about him. This is about me. This is my time.
This is true.
He's been on here for an hour and a half arguing with people. People telling him they hate him. People telling me they hate me every day. You don't see me crying about it.
This is true.
Jeez.
This is
one guy complains about you, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh my God, they're going to cancel Ty now. I don't see. I bet you Ty is not going to cry about it.
No. Not at all. I will sleep very peacefully tonight. But I don't know what he means here. I don't. Did I do something?
I thought you were friends. Who are friends?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows these days? Yeah. Literally, you could have just yawned and somebody goes, "Why were you like?" I mean, like even while we were sitting here, Enosh has been texting Matt Jarbo, and they're going to talk afterwards. So they're still friends. For God's sake,
of course,
they still like each other. We all like each other. I mean, I call He-Man on the weekends, even. We've hung out. Yeah. We fight during the week.
And then grab a beer on Saturday.
Grab a beer on Saturday. I mean, it's Eternia. There's only so many people here, for God's sake, And the thing is I'm actually his uncle. A lot of people don't know that. I'm actually brothers with Randor. And he doesn't know that yet, so shh, don't tell anybody. But, I try to give him some uncle-y advice, and we have a beer. We have a good time. It's good. Right. You hang out. You could be friends with people who have differing opinions. Yeah.
This is true, Skeletor. Thank you. That's great advice.
You're welcome. But I'm going to let you finish your show because I could go on like this for like hours. That's the problem. Listen, That's the problem. I don't know when to stop. I don't know when to... I have a problem, Ty. I have a problem.
I do too, man. You have no idea. I've had tons of problems. I mean...
It is what it is.
I do understand. I feel empathy.
I'm getting help. I hope you all enjoy this. Like I said, I've been in negotiations with this guy back here for my own show. So I might actually do my own show with a background. It won't actually look like he's holding me up here.
But are you telling me
the mystery is gone?
Are you telling me that I got a backdoor pilot for a Skeletor show on Pop Culture Corner?
Well, this is the second time I've done this now. I did it once on the Poindexter Lounge. Yes, I know. But, this is the first time I've done it outside of the Poindexter Lounge. It seems to be going pretty good. Your audience seems to like it pretty well, too. So I was testing it out. Yes. Goodbye, Rush. We love you still. I love you still. No, he didn't die for your sins. He's not your savior. He's not your Lord and Savior. he just, all he did was like a Snyder movie. That's all it was. That's all he said. He apologized to you, right? Can we say this again? Rush, seriously? Dude, I apologize, man. I don't know how to tell you anymore. I'm not the leader of anything. I got a freaking Skeletor in my hands and I'm doing stupid voices.
Yeah.
It is what it is, bro. Have a peaceful life. Dude, I'm here whenever you want to be my friend. And that's really the moral of this story, Ty. Poindexter Lounge, a place for nerds. Where if you want to be my friend,
just for fun,
be my friend.
Yeah. Listen,
you're always welcome. And you know what? It doesn't matter what anybody's done or said to me or anything like that, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be friends.
Of course. And Rush, if you want to talk, I'm always open. And I think we're just not, no one's, I think the pages are off and it needs to be worked out. So, we all should, come together and we need to be us united because we still have things to win. We still have a fight to win.
Yes.
And Enosh, listen, you're one of if no one told you today, I think personally that you are one of the all right, we won't use the word leader, but you're someone people look up to in the community of the Snyder fandom. That's a good thing. We need people like that because we need people it's hard to say. We need it. We need some people to be there to have the platform that we can speak on. We can all be on, and we can utilize that platform for good, not for bad, for good. We utilize the platform, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're trying to do at Pop Culture Corner. That's what you've done over the last 10 years.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. That's what I'm trying to do, man.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a place for nerds to gather, to have a good time together, to talk about the things that we love. It's not for toxicity or hate or any of that. And you do not promote any of that. And I'm very glad to call you a friend.
Thank you. And you know what? Same to you, man. I'm really glad that, you know, you mentioned earlier, like how we like came into contact with each other, and, you know, and that's the thing, man. I really appreciate you. I appreciate, our friendship that we've gotten to know each other. I think you're a cool dude. I love what you're doing here with the Pop Culture Corner. You know, I love the guys that you stream with, and I think you got a great thing going here. And, you know, and look, man, that's, you know, like anybody who knows me, like I love to support other people, what they do. That's why I go on other channels. That's why I try to hang out with other people, man. Like this ain't about me. It ain't about anybody. It's just, you know, it's about, you guys come on my channel, I go on your channel. We all have fun, man. You know,
it's a network and a community.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing right there. It's plain and simple. It's a network and a community to do good, to talk, and to spread joy. It's not like I don't wake up. I don't know about you. I mean, I do know about you. I don't know. I don't wake up and I'm like, all right, time to go on YouTube and spread hate. Like, and then crawl to the computer.
Right.
Crawl to the computer, like scratching the ground and like
know,
then just hate type onto the keyboard. I just want friends. Listen, when my mother passed away, I was doing a show. Well, when I got the call that it was happening, I was on a show, and I had to leave. I came back a couple weeks later, and I was greeted with tons of people like saying nice things and showing their support. And I felt I didn't feel alone, even though I'm technically right now I am alone. Yeah. I didn't feel alone because I had everyone on the channel and across whatever the community reaching out. So it helped me. Right. So I know what it feels like to be isolated yet have a community of people to reach out and talk to. And Enosh, you give that to people all the time. And that's what I'm trying to do. We've only been up for like 10 months. You've been up for 10 years. So
that's a misnomer, but yeah. Thank you, Mladen. Yeah, I mean, like I didn't actually start producing any content till
I know. I always say 10 years. You know what? Because I use
the channel's been there for 10 years, but
active for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I never switched. Like you know what? I probably should have when we decided to brand
the name of it.
It was just Enosh Fett. It was just my screen name. Enosh, because people call me Enosh Fett. And so like that's not my name. Yeah, you know, but that was just it was just a screen name because I'm a big Boba Fett fan. Right. So I'm a big Boba Fett fan. And so that was a screen name that I used for different things, you know, like online, you know, chat rooms and different things was Enosh Fett. And so when I started my YouTube channel, it was not even to start a YouTube channel. It was literally because back in the 2000s, there were these little sites that you could put up little videos and stuff like that. There was one I used all the time called Putfile.
I remember Putfile.
I think we talked about this a little bit before.
We did.
Yeah. So there Putfile, there was like a couple other like video things before YouTube kind of became, you know, known as being the place where videos were put. Right. And so like literally all these videos are still up on my channel. If you go back, you can literally go to the very first video that I put up. It was literally stuff that I just did for my church, and I didn't have any storage. I didn't have like an external hard drive to fit you know, all my videos on and stuff that I did. And so I was using YouTube as like an external storage for stuff that I did at church. Right. And then for like home videos, like I got home videos of me and my band. You know, I got then I got some important home videos too, like of when I played with John Schlitt, the lead singer of Petra, you know, when we toured with him. And so I got, you know, a show that I did with him. And, you know, that's all I was doing. That's literally all I was doing. I was not trying to be a YouTuber. That's why I still laugh to this day, dude. Like when people are like, you know, Enosh is chasing clout, because I never I never tried to be a YouTuber. I'm going to be 45 years old next month, man. Like seriously, like the idea of chasing like YouTube internet clout at 45 years old. What do you think the expiration date is on a 45-year-old white male YouTuber? You know what I mean? Like, dude, that is not me at all. Like, and anybody who knows me knows that. And so the thing is, that's why I still left all that stuff up there, because it's still me. I did this stupid show for a while. It was the only time I used YouTube as like a real thing. But even then, you're right. Even then, I wasn't doing it actually for my YouTube subscribers, because I only had like 5-6 people a week watching anything. Right. All I was doing, I would put a video up on YouTube, and then I would share it on my Facebook page, right? Because my friends were all on Facebook, right?
That's when Facebook was like the big place,
And so I've been a songwriter. I mean, I remember having a MySpace page and all this stuff.
MySpace was dope.
Oh, absolutely! Dude,
I learned to code from MySpace.
Exactly. Dude, my band, Some Strange Way, that I was in years ago. Seriously, man, that was like. MySpace was totally cool. You could upload music, all that stuff. But the thing is that what was I saying? Anyways, I would share it on my Facebook page for my friends and stuff, to be able to see the videos that I did, right, and put out. And so I started doing this because I'm a musician. I started doing a thing about songwriting, because I've written songs, for years now, since I was a teenager. And so I would start doing this thing, because people started asking me, came to me about songs that I had written, Ty, like over the course of my life, that had meant something to them. And that so
a good feeling.
It was a really good feeling. And so what I did was I did this little show called "This Is My Story, This Is My Song," and it was based on a hymn of the church. This is my story, this is my song. And so I did that, and I would play the song, and I would tell about like why I wrote the song. Right. And I would just talk about the song, and people would seem to enjoy that. And that was the first thing that I ever did that was YouTube-y, as far as like a show or something like that. But even that wasn't really that big of a deal. And then it all came down to, like, Tiffany and I used to watch
Flash.
We used to watch The Flash. We used to watch YouTubers like John Campia and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And literally we just did this little review one day of Sharknado 3. So like we got these like the most humble freaking beginnings ever of anything, like, and then after a couple of years, when people started watching, I probably should have started a second channel and just called it Poindexter Lounge from the beginning. And then like that would have, like, because like you said, people see, well, he's been around 10 years. Well, nobody's paying attention to this guy. You know what I mean? But it's like, in reality, we really haven't been around that long. But
right.
But,
okay, that makes more sense.
Try, doing this, and so, but look, I want everybody to know, I appreciate every subscriber that we have. Mm-hmm. And I really do. It really means a lot to me when somebody tells me that they subscribe to the channel. Like, I'm still in amazement about that, that somebody actually like spends their time watching me,
that's what I feel as well. Like we started this 10 months ago, and I think with like when we hit the 1,000 mark, like really quickly, it felt like really cool. Like, and I was like, I can't believe this. And then I look up the channels like you, and that's what I'm trying to say. I guess the point of this was like, I when I'm talking about the Snyderverse, right? There are guys like Dave, Film Junkie. There are guys like Enosh. There are people like Chris Wong Swenson, who does actually have a lot of subscribers. Those are the right. So you go to like you guys are the bigger ones. We look to you and we're like, that's what I want. That's what I want to get there. It also challenges me. Like I look at you and I say, he's a good friend of mine, and I want to be where he is. We've talked about that. It's one thing. It's natural to be jealous. Like, and that's how I got Wayne to come on the show. Was I did that speech about jealousy on your show. It's natural to feel a little jealous. Like if you're doing the same thing as someone and they have someone on that you want to have on, it's not unnatural to feel a little jealous. It's toxic to go on Twitter and try to cancel them because you are jealous. That's a whole different story. So I look up to you guys because I want to be where you're at, and I want to have the audience that you have. So same
Well,
as you,
dude, I could tell you from somebody like, you know what, man, I feel which is I think another reason why like these all these jokes and well, I guess they're not jokes, all these like things about me, thinking I'm a leader or I'm better than anybody else. I guess that's why it really does hurt me. And I guess if that's what you guys are trying to do by continuing all that, you've done it. So thanks for that. But that's, I guess, why that really bothers me, dude, because you know what? I don't look at myself as being any more important than anybody with a 1,000 subscribers, 500 subscribers, two subscribers, man. I've literally subscribed to people with 5 subscribers and said, hey, I like what you're doing. Will you come on the channel?
Yeah.
So, I stream with people who don't have a channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that doesn't matter to me.
That's the thing. They use your platform because they know it's a good place. Right? So that's the goal, is to bring people together. Like someone who doesn't have a channel, Enosh I would still have them on too. Enosh would have them on. Like you're giving.
You know what I'm scared to death of? You know what I'm scared to death of? I'm scared to death that William Powell is going to start a channel. That's what I'm scared of.
And he's just going to ruin us all.
Yeah, well, you know why? Because William is going to start a channel, and then nobody is going to come to the Poindexter Lounge anymore to watch William. Because William comes on my channel, he talks, and he's brilliant, and he's amazing, and he's got amazing takes on stuff. That's why I love having panels. Like, for goodness sake, I mean, like when people see what I do, like I could just sit up here and talk to myself for an hour and give everybody my opinions. Yeah. But I love surrounding myself with people who have differing opinions and talk about different things, but yeah, I mean, like, my gosh, if William starts his own, there's a good guy right there. Great musician.
Ill Life used to come on the channel all the time, and then he got working on his own channel, and that's what happens, right?
Yeah, it happens, but
I watch his stuff. I watch it. And I'm one of those people who likes to support other people. So maybe I don't comment or something, but I can promise you, I watch anyone that's ever done or supported me. I always support back. So I'm subscribed to you, Enosh. I'm subscribed to Ill Life. I don't look at it like that. I subscribe to people I support, and I hope they do the same for us. Because like we said, the whole moral of the story is we're a community. And we need to act that way because we do not want to turn into the fandom menace.
Dude, you're so right. And you know what, dude, I am so with you on that. Cause seriously, man, this whole thing, like, I know you're working on it, William. That's why it scares me. It keeps me up at night. But no, seriously, man, like we all make each other better,
Exactly.
And that's why I just say, like, to everyone who supports me, support you, whatever, like I try to watch as many people as I can throughout the week. Like when I've got spare time, I'm like watching videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't get to every video that everybody makes, and everybody doesn't make it to every video that I make. You know what I mean? But the thing is like we support each other, we do those things. And that's why I just say, like, to everybody who does support me and support others, thank you. Thank you. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I don't think that I'm better than anybody else. I love, like, even I think, Ty, like even with our first conversation, like I hope that you saw that with that, even because like you had done a video and I liked your take, actually. I mean, like, I think you were a little self-conscious about it, maybe a little bit, I don't know, like after I reached out to you, but like, I loved that you were fair because it was about a controversial thing that had to do with me. And I felt like you were fair and you handled it in a nice way and stuff, but I was reaching out to you because I just wanted you to know that I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of people who were like, because that was during the Geeks and Gamers thing, and people were like attacking me and saying, like, oh, you lost that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that wasn't the point, right? Yeah. Of getting into like a debate. But I just say, like, for those who support us, awesome. If I let you down, and I'm going to, and like, look, even I'm sure Cherie, as wonderful and as sweet as you are, and this pains me to say this, Cherie, at some point, I'm going to let you down. All I say to you, and I say it again to people, like, and I hope this shows my heart, Ty, really, to like kind of tie it all up.
Yeah.
No pun intended. To tie it all up. When I show that much passion for 1 or 2 subscribers, you're not just a subscriber to me. You're people that I look forward to seeing your names in my chat.
Yeah.
You know, and I have positive memories. I remember the few times that I talked to Rush, for example, when I did call-in shows, and I need to do more call-in shows.
I love call-ins.
But you know, like I remember those first few times that like I talked to Rush and talking to Rush in the chat and responding to him. And like I said, even with Mark and stuff, guys, if you ever liked me, I guess, and this is what I say to anybody who likes me now, I'm going to let you down. And I know it's going to happen because you know what? I'm not a celebrity. I'm not some god. I'm not some perfect person. You know, I'm a guy who literally sits in a toy room with a cheap camera. Like you don't even know. My camera sucks. Okay. I got this cheap camera and a little laptop that barely computes most of the time and, you know, and keeps dropping me out. This ain't about my pride, guys. And I just say, if you ever enjoyed anything that I did, I appreciate that. And just give me a chance to continue being your internet friend.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I can say. And if I do something that lets you down, talk to me about that. Tell me about that, because listen, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm willing to have that conversation.
Exactly.
And I want to have that conversation because I always want to continue doing right. Just like the thing, like I'm gonna be talking to Matt Jarbo tonight, okay? Because Mark has inspired me through that whole thing to want to make sure that my friend and I are okay.
Yeah.
Right? That if I've done something that has offended my friend, I don't want to do that.
Right.
Matt is my friend.
Right.
I have literally defended Matt Jarbo to so many people who have come at me and told me that Matt's this horrible person, that, you know, Matt doesn't deserve forgiveness for the mistakes that he has made in the past and the things that he has done. And I have defended Matt about that. I shouldn't have to do that, and I don't have to do it, but he's my friend and I want to do it.
You're going to do it.
I'm going to do it. Exactly. And the thing is that if I did offend Matt Jarbo by a couple of, you know, drops or whatever, joking about his butt or whatever stuff that he said while I was on a stream with him, look, I may think it's funny. Other people might think it's funny. But if Matt doesn't think it's funny, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Right.
Do you understand that about me?
But the conversation needs to happen. Like you need to, like you said, you're going to reach out.
Exactly.
Like, hey, did this offend you?
Exactly.
Yes?
No?
And so
the thing is, but if I don't know that, how can I change?
Exactly.
How can I fix this? If I think I'm doing something in jest or just funny with my friend and somebody's taking offense of it, whether or not it's somebody who watches or whether it's not, or it's Matt Jarbo himself, you know, I don't know that if nobody tells me. And so listen, you have my ears, and I take it seriously. And so it's not to dwell too much on it, but look, I take this seriously because I am literally here to make friends, Ty. I am not here to fight with people.
Agreed.
You know, and I don't want to fight with people. And that's the same thing about like this whole Snyderverse thing, man. Like you said, you use that term, us united. And I see people now mocking that term and say, oh, we're not united. Listen, don't mock the term. Figure out a way to be closer to people and put aside differences and come together. And so, you know, so I mean, there's that. And yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, there's that situation. And then Rush, I say the same thing to you, man. Like, I like you, dude. And I've always liked you. And I've always looked forward to seeing your name in a chat.
Yeah.
I just like I look forward to. I mean, every time I see Cherie or Mladen or you know, Ill Life, you know, or others. I mean, William, others. You know, I mean, there's people who are on my channel now, Ty, that at one time all I knew them was by name in a chat. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way that I knew them was their name. And now some of those are regulars on the show that I enjoy hanging out with, like William, for example. Right? So, did he freeze? He froze again, folks. So guess what? I'm here. He looks very much deep in concentration. But guys, that's my heart, and I'm sorry. I truly am sorry if I've done anything that's offended anyone, because that's not who I'm trying to be, and I hope that you forgive me. All right, I ask you from my heart. Please forgive me if I have offended you, because that's not what I'm here trying to do. But please don't block me out. That doesn't help any of us. I mean what I say when I say that I'm trying to be better, and I hope we all are trying to be better, and I hope we all come to that, and that we can be united together. So, there he is.
My internet is just today's a wonderful day.
It's all good. So,
oh, it's back again, but I'm just gonna stay here. But no, I really do appreciate your sentiment and like how passionate you are. It's inspiring almost, and I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and talking to me about this stuff, because I know sometimes it's kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah, it is. Like, you don't want to look. I try to put on a fun show, where everybody comes in, has a good time, has a laugh, laughs about things, jokes about stuff. That's why we have drops, right? That's why we got the little drops and the little fun things that we do, is just to laugh about stuff and to be surprised and everything. And then sometimes you got to have a serious conversation, and I don't shy from any of that. So
yeah,
I hope that y'all see that.
No, we definitely do. Listen, thank you again for joining me today. It's been an absolute wonderful pleasure. Because it's fun, because I asked you to do today, and then tomorrow we're having Adam Hart, who's a polka dot man stunt double.
That's awesome. So now I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. So for everyone that joined today, we would love to see you again tomorrow. It's going to be really fun. We're going to be talking about like the set of Suicide Squad and what it was like to work with James Gunn, yada, 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 all that stuff. And he's done a bunch of other stuff as well, at using The Purge. So it's going to be a fun time. And I look forward to talking to you again, Enosh.
Absolutely.
You're just keep doing you, and just you're great as is.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I think you're great too.
All right. And for everyone else, sorry about the way this looks, because I'm not using my phone. I'm using my phone time, and I'm finishing it off like it's a FaceTime video.
There you go.
Caden, make sure you have the outro ready, because I'm gonna go full speed here.
Ty, you just look like you're in the Snake Eyes movie. This is the entire Snake Eyes movie. I'm sitting still in a hallway, and somehow this is happening. I don't know why, but it's happening.
Dude, I'll be honest, man. I watched like 30 minutes of it. I couldn't do it.
Snake Eyes 2, coming to you right from the Poindexter Lounge.
All right,
guys.
I heard you're coming back for Jiving with Jack.
Yes, I am. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. Yeah, so that's next week. He wanted me to come this week, but I got this little thing that I got to do. This weekend on Tuesday, I am finally interviewing Dan Jurgens.
Oh, wait, when is that?
Tuesday, and I think I'm going to do it as a pre-recorded thing. I don't think I'm going to do it as a live thing. I may still do it as a live thing, but I haven't decided yet. But if I do it as a live thing, everybody will know, because I'll definitely be posting on it. But
of course,
but Dan Jurgens, man, he's my favorite comic book guy, dude.
Dude, that's gonna be awesome. So
creator of Doomsday, creator of Booster Gold. the developer of the death and return of Superman storyline. Yeah.
It's fair to say that. See, look, I'm jealous. I'm jealous because that's a dope. That's a dope guest, and it's one that means a lot to you. So
Heck
that's
yeah.
gonna be awesome. Make sure you all go watch that. Come watch us tomorrow with Polka Dot Man's Stunt Devil. It's gonna be fun. Look at this. We're a community. We're together, and we're us united, guys.
Heck yeah.
So Enosh, I know everybody already knows, but where can we find Enosh Fett? I'll call you Fett.
There you go. That's whatever. You can find me all, of course, on the YouTube channel, Poindexter Lounge. You can find us on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We got a cool Facebook group. Poindexter Lounge. I think you had up earlier the at thing. We're just missing the E.
Yeah.
See this E right here?
I actually had to go back and change it because I was like, wait, there's no E.
There's just too many letters. If I would have known, because I joined. Look again. Maybe this is boomer stuff, man. I'm gonna be 45 next month. I should have shortened it when I made the handle, but I tried to get the whole thing in there, and it wouldn't let me have all the letters. So I took the E because I figured it's Poindexter Lounge, but
well, it still makes it still
makes sense.
Whenever I type in Poindexter, you come up. So
yeah, well, there you go. So
it works as is.
And DC Talk with Extended. Hey, he brings up a good point. Yes, dude, I've got your comics. They're going out on Monday. I apologize. That is absolutely my fault. I started this new job. I've had so much on my plate this last couple weeks since you won that, and I apologize up and down. But rest assured, dude, your comics are coming, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, I love it. I love that you guys do the 1 second.
This is awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting Ty. Thank you for supporting me. And if you haven't already subscribed to Pop Culture Corner Podcast, these guys are awesome.
Please listen. This is the worst. And I don't know why it's happening today. If you ask anybody that watches us, I used to have a lot of internet issues when I first started doing lives because I wasn't hardwired. Something's not right because this keeps happening. I am very sorry for anyone that's listening because this is actually going to go on. I mean, this is the podcast I do on Saturday. I do it live and then I put it on all the audio platforms. If you're listening, I'm terribly sorry because you have no idea what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
With the Skeletor thing too, that's gonna be
interesting.
That's gonna sound interesting.
That's why you got to watch Ty.
Yes.
And the Pop Culture Corner on YouTube.
Yes.
So if you have any questions,
guys, we do it for you. We do it for the culture. Make sure to make sure to share, make sure to subscribe. It's your first time here. We welcome you. We always love new points of view, new perspectives, and new people to talk to. Again, we are raising money for breast cancer forever.
That's awesome.
It's a new charity that I'm starting in my mother's name to help local women afford things that aren't covered by insurance. So if you can spare a few dollars, you can either donate or send a super chat or become a member. Most of the money, yeah.
What?
Any of the profits or proceeds all go to the Breast Cancer Foundation.
That's awesome.
And we're gonna help some women. Some people that can be helped.
That's fantastic.
It means a lot to me.
You know what, man? And if you want, I know that you may not have this. I know that that's something that's very. My mother passed of cancer about 5 years ago. Not breast cancer, but she did pass of cancer. And you know what, dude? Maybe we can partner up sometime. I know because we're blessed. We did it for suicide prevention.
Yep.
A few months ago, we were able to do a live stream, for that because they gave us the fundraising button.
Yeah.
Where 100% of, super chats or anything that comes in goes directly to the thing that you choose. Maybe we have you come over and we do something like that. We host something.
Yes. Yeah. No. Seriously, that would be amazing.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Thank you guys all. Everyone in the chat. You know what it is. It's just always be respectful for everyone that was respectful and that and everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is the first of many, as you can tell. But thank you guys so much. I will see you. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.